when you look at the coordinators. Are you concerned at all about Jared Goff and clearly how tight he was with John Morton, how tight he was, excuse me, with Ben Johnson, crafted an offense? Do you think that there may be an adjustment period early, or do you say, you know what, the talent's there, that if John Morton doesn't make drastic changes, maybe just a subtle difference in play calling? I think the defense, the continuity will be there. Man-to-man defense, pressuring, attacking. There may be some differences. It's maybe the percentages of zone coverage versus man at different times, but I do think that you can kind of predict a little bit more. The offense might have a little bit more question marks. Are you concerned at all about the transition with a new outside voice coming in? But he was here, but this is somebody that has not called plays in a long time, and this is an offense that probably needs to be delicate. But I think everybody's comfortable because Dan Campbell will be in the room as well, helping out. But the biggest revelation was John Morton is calling the plays. Any concern about transition and what can help John Morton maybe transition faster to be a great offensive coordinator? Because the one that they had before got up there to be the level of being a great play caller and took advantages of a lot of mismatches.
Yeah, I'm not concerned right now. And the reason I'm not concerned is the fact that John Morton was here in 2022 after Jared Goff was coming off of what really was a rough first year with the Lions in 2021. And Morton was part of the conversations that helped the Lions formulate this scheme that has allowed Goff to take off. And so while he hasn't called plays in a long time, that's not something I'm necessarily super concerned about just because look at all the weapons they have at their disposal. And so his job is to now find ways to create mismatches or advantages in those situations. And that, I mean, with his background, he shouldn't have any trouble doing that. And he did mention during his interview with Fox 2 just the fact that when he was the offensive coordinator with the Jets, he walked onto a staff that already had a bunch of position coaches in place, and it was his job to adapt. Now he's coming to a situation where he's got familiarity. He knows Dan Campbell. He knows all these coaches within the system who have been there for a long time. And so for him, the transition will be much smoother. And I think when you listen to him talk about just how important Jared Goff is going to be to the whole development of this process with this new offense, I think that the level of concern is really, really low right now. Now, if Jared Goff goes out there and puts up a stinker in the first couple of weeks of the season, then we can revisit this conversation. But I think based on where we're at right now and kind of the baseline for where Jared Goff is at right now in his career, I feel pretty confident about John Morton's ability to unlock the offense moving forward.
And to wrap up, I think that the thing that he said that was most important was what he saw on the field. Keep the football in your own possession, the importance of
Mm-hmm.
not turning the football over. And it ended up being so clear that teams that lost in the postseason clearly lost a turnover battle. And that's what did the Lions in, was the fact that against the Commanders, far, far too many turnovers, far too many mistakes. And if that can be drilled into this team, especially when it comes to playoff time, making sure that the importance of getting turnovers is in your favor and not making those critical mistakes, I think will be glaring as the Lions enter 2025.